My marriage. This month will be 38 years that my wife and I have been married. And I was giving honor and praise to my Creator for blessing me with her. And I thought, and I've been seeing lately, recently, a lot of women that are alone, and some alone with children, some past the age where, let me say it this way, where the chances of getting married or finding a mate diminish. So I wanted to share, as I was contemplating, I wanted to share some of the character traits that the Most High blessed me with in my wife. For you sisters out there, that you will understand what a man wants. And that's really one of the things I've noticed. Women today, unfortunately, are not understanding what a man wants. They're letting society tell them what they should be. And it's obviously not working because there's a lot of failed relationships, a lot of single women, a lot, a lot of broken hearts. And so I was looking at some things, and I came up with 7 things that the Most High blessed me with my wife, and I feel like He will bless a sister with. Okay, and they're going to sound strange to you, but I'm just being honest and letting you know what I want and what most guys that I know. Now, maybe it's because of my age. I'm 61, and maybe it's a different era. I don't know, but I'm just trying to share with you the things that helped me with my wife. The first thing is, can you cook? I feel it sounds silly, but I feel like my wife's food is the best food I ever tasted. Now, for years, decades, I just felt it was like her talent to cook, and she does. She has tremendous talent to cook. But now, as I'm looking back, I realize because she was meant to be for me is why her food tastes so good to me. And to smell stuff she's cooking in the kitchen, and I know she's cooking for me, I don't know, there's a feeling there. And so, sisters, I would admonish you, learn to cook to satisfy a man. Some of y'all may not like these things, but I'm just being honest with you. Learn to cook to satisfy a man. Give him a nice warm meal. Learn what he likes, what he doesn't like, and learn to make it. The second thing is very similar to that. Can you make a house into a home? Can you do that? And what do I mean by that? Every woman, in my experience, starting with my mother and my grandmother and my great aunt, I lived with 3 different women in my life. I lived with my mother, I lived with my grandmother, and my great aunt from Jamaica, and of course, my wife. And every woman I've noticed puts a stamp on her house. And what do I mean by that? There is a spirit, a sense of the woman in the house. Sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's cold and empty. And sometimes it's warm. And I don't mean physically heated. I mean, there's a touch to it. I believe that this has to come from the Creator in my experience. So that I don't need to hang out all the time with friends and bars or anything because I want to go home. I want to be home because home is warm. Home is friendly. Home has a touch to it. Now, There was a time, I think it was around the seventh year of our marriage, where I didn't like coming home and I would hang out. But we prayed through that. And that was the only really period of time, I'd say it was like maybe 2 year period of time, maybe three, that we were dealing with that. So you won't go through that. But we got through that. But for the most part, for the 38 years, I like coming home. Whenever we fought, I would go for walks, long walks. And then the air would help me when I came back. But for the most part, vast majority, I like coming home and I like being home and I like hanging out home. Third, are you clean hygienically? Are you clean? Do you keep your body clean? Do you take care of your skin? This is for me now. Do you take care of your skin? Is your skin soft? Do you take care of it? Do you care how you smell? Scent is very important to me. Um, and my wife's scent is attractive to me. That's another thing I wanted to let your sister know. You don't have to attract 1,000 men. You just need one. And your scent will be part of the reason. Not you got to cover yourself in perfume. In fact, I don't like that myself. But clean. You must be clean. You must be hygienically clean. All your body. Which brings me to the second one, as far as physical. Do you take care of yourself health-wise? Because if you take care of yourself, then I'm confident you're going to be with me for all of my life. If you don't care to take care of yourself, to me, you don't care about yourself, and you may not care about us. So do you take care of yourself? And are you concerned for your man to take care of him? Physically, make sure. My wife is always on me. You eating this? Are you eating that? Did you drink enough water? And it's annoying sometimes, but I know she's doing it because she cares. And I see that she cares about how she takes care of herself. Out of respect for her, out of respect for me, out of respect for us. Um, Speaking of respect, do you respect a man? It's easy to say yes, but unfortunately, the truth is most women don't. When you hear a woman and you say, well, what makes you attractive to a man? Why would a man want you? And she starts listing her job, her degrees, her successes. She's describing herself as a man. She's not giving you any description about her respect for a man. In fact, a lot of times, the women that are economically or career-wise successful are the least respectful of a man because they feel like they can argue with a man. They can overtalk a man. And that's why sometimes you hear about men that are very wealthy or entertainers or athletes. They'll find wives as like a restaurant server because she looks good, she knows how to cook, and she knows how to be respectful. It's not based on your degree. Can you respect a man? Can you honor him? And for the ones that are argumentative, you're asking right now, well, will he honor me? See, that's why you by yourself. You need to find a man that's worthy of your respect, that you can respect. To me, that's a huge deal breaker. Huge. That's number one deal breaker. If you want to argue and fight with me, I don't need to be with you. A man wants peace. He wants peace in his house. He wants peace with his woman. And that starts with respect. Also, this is going to be weird. Some of y'all gonna think this is weird. And I'm being real. Now, the thing, okay, men are attracted by what they see. Um, so you could dress certain way and a man's gonna notice you. But for me, that's not gonna cause me to want to do more than just have sex with you. In terms of being a wife, what I want to see is, what do your eyes tell me? I know that sounds strange, but for me, as a praying man, I could look in a woman's eyes and I can see anger if she's been abused. I can see resentment. I can see care and love. And so I want to know, what does your eyes tell me? Are your eyes telling me you have the capacity to love? Or have you been so damaged that me getting with you is going to hurt me? And this has nothing to do with how slim your waist is, how curvy you are. And so, to me, the spiritual part of a woman is reflective in her eyes. See, you could talk all that I love Jesus and I go to church and I'm godly, but your eyes always give you away. Always. And so if you're real, what does your eyes tell me? And I've seen it a lot. I see it just passing through life, going to the store, going here or there on the way. I see women and I look in their eyes and I can say, oh man, somebody gonna be in trouble. I can see it just looking at their eyes. What did your eyes tell me? My wife's eyes tell me she loves me. She respects me. She makes mistakes. She's not perfect. But at the end, she has my interests at heart. I can trust her. I can trust her with my life. I can trust her with money. I can trust her. That's what her eyes tell me. Which brings me to the last one. Are you able to be a help meet? Now, before you answer the question, there's a difference in being with a man to be his help meet and then versus trying to be his leader. If you're coming into a relationship thinking you need to lead me, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. To me, I'm at my fullness as I'm able to be as the Most High created me to be, the man. If you're trying to argue with me and compete with me, we don't need to be together. Go compete with yourself. So the question again, are you able to be a help meet? Or some women feel like, well, you're making enough money, I'm gonna just chill. In Spanish, they call it echando se aire. Learned that from my wife. You gonna just fan yourself, or you gonna be a help meet? What are you bringing to the table to help? What are you bringing to the table to help? Not your degrees. What are you going to do to help? Not lead, help. I was just talking to one of my best female friends. I have this, I, I have this female friend, and we connected because about 20, 25 years ago, I was struggling and I wasn't eating all the time because I was trying to make this business work. And she saw it and she would bring me food and we became friends. And and I'm being honest, I was not attracted to her. But like any man, I would look, but I was like, no. But she was so nice. We became really close friends. But she had this habit of always trying to lead a man. And I would tell her, I would say, listen, Trey, look, you know, ain't no man gonna do that. And she, oh, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I said, all right. She's been divorced, obviously. She's divorced now, 2 kids. She's paying alimony. She's been paying alimony for like 5 or 6 years, and she got paid for another year. So we talked. She said, "I only got 13 more months to pay alimony." Um, and I said, "Remember what we talked about?" She said, "I know." She said, "I know." She would not submit. She would not respect. She wanted to be the leader. She wanted to be the man. She wanted to be the man, and didn't realize it. And that's common today. So now she's, looking on dating sites, got two kids, and she's in her 50s. The likelihood of her getting with somebody that's not crazy is small. That's real about it. So can you be a helpmeet? That's a question that I think every sister needs to ask themselves and be honest. Can you, or do you want to lead the man? Do you want to work with him, working with him? Or do you want to be fanning yourself and let him do everything? How you going to handle this? To me, I needed a help me. And I got one by the grace of the Most High. Okay, I got one. So I just wanted to help because the reason I'm bringing that up is because there are way more sisters in the world that's alone than there are men. And that situation is just going to get worse, particularly in the United States. I'm not in London or Europe, so I don't. But in the United States, this system is ruining our women. It's ruining y'all. All the things that I mentioned, it's ruining you. And that's why a lot of brothers are starting. You're gonna see more that are single. They're going overseas. They're going to other countries because the different cultures have not been poisoned like the United States one has. Okay, and so they're going. I've noticed. I got friends. They're going to the Philippines. They're going to Brazil. They're going to Dominican Republic. They're going to Mexico, and they're finding wives, real wives. And I don't want to see that continue. I'd love to see some sisters in the United States buck this system and beat it by the grace of the Most High and become wives. I'd love to see that. Well, anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. We're going to be doing our regular Bible study a little later. But I just want, that was on my mind and I wanted to share it with y'all. And I'm hoping that it would be a benefit to some sister out there. Shalom.